company is going to be big. And he says, one day we're going to have 500,000 licensed agents. And that was the vision. Yeah. And he started with bringing hope to American families. And we started, Matt, 14 years ago, that meeting happened.
Rogers, tell us, take us back to that moment when you drew guys into 66 Agent. What was it like? What was the setting? What was it? Give us the ambiance.
It was incredible. It was insane. And we didn't have a playbook. We didn't have a website. We didn't have a product. We didn't have what did we sell? I remember we had a BOM, and it says, okay, we're about to do a meeting. We have guests, but what do we sell? What do we present? And that meeting happened. But one thing I'll tell you is Patrick knew he's a man of big vision. We're not here without him. Him having the vision and still in casting the vision and saying we're gonna have 500,000 licensed agents, and one day we're gonna be the biggest insurance financial company in the world. That's what happened in that meeting. But I haven't made any money at that time. I was a field associate. I was broke. There's a picture that I can show you.
Yeah.
Share
screen. Yeah.
So let me see if I can show you this picture. This is the first event that I attended. Okay. And Patrick was dressed as George Washington, okay, and Jennifer was dressed as Lady Liberty, and that's me, by the way. If you don't recognize me, Matt, that's me. And I used to have hair. Say that. And that's Ceci. Ceci looks like she was 15 years old.
That's right. I was about to say 16 years old. Who's a 6-year-old girl right next to?
Well, Ceci hasn't changed, and like that we got started. We started like that, Matt. We dream big dreams. Every meeting was about a dream. Every meeting was about doing something big. Every meeting was about, what could happen? What if that happened? What if that happened? So, do you remember when you got started, Matt? Because I remember when you got started.
I do, and I will say I met Patrick not through Prospecting Azul, but I got introduced to Patrick through Pastor Dudley Rutherford, because my sister was a director of ministry for a church called Shepherd of the Hills Church. And I'll show you this picture. So I met him for the very first time. Talk about a destiny. Let me show you this picture right here. This was in 2007. You see the date stamp? I met Pastor Dudley Rutherford.
Wow.
2007. And he had already told me, you need to meet the Iranian version of you. And so Patrick didn't, so we never really made a connection. But Pastor Dudley Rutherford, because of the connection through my sister, and told Patrick, you need to be the Filipino version of you. And we didn't connect maybe a couple of years later. He connected me on Facebook. That message from Patrick to myself is in my book, Faith Made Millionaire. And I'm a 6-year follow-up, because we didn't officially come into the company until December of 2014. Didn't get appointed until January 2015. I remember talking to Patrick, you guys were in Aspen. I remember, and then Sheena and Patrick would send us these update videos, and you guys were competing. You guys were calling each other out. We're like, yo, we've never seen anything like this. And then it was like, Ceci took like 5 takes. It was a funny video. Ceci took 5 takes, and then Rodolfo was like, no, let's do it again, Ceci. Let's do it again, Ceci. And Ceci's like, forget it, Rodolfo. I'm just going to kick your ass. That's such a to say that video, which is the most awesome thing about the competitive nature of PHP. So,
have you seen who we have in the Zoom?
Tell me, who we got?
Guess who we have?
Oh, hey! You just came on board. It's Sam Carvajal.
You know, one day we're gonna say, you know how many people's life he has changed? He has changed your life. He has changed my life. He has changed every single person over here in the room. And it just happened. The future keeps getting better. Keeps getting better. You know, can I give a story about Patrick before we bring him up? I know he saved your life, but he says one day we're in Washington, D.C. He says, Rodolfo, you need to go to Washington, D.C. There was his trip. He said, why do you want? I don't want to go to Washington, D.C. I'm about to get married a week from now. And we go to Washington, D.C. I have a picture that you never seen this picture. I don't know. Maybe this is a picture, Washington, D.C. And that was a memorable moment. Wow. You know, that's Patrick. You can see George. You can see some people over here. Jennifer is over there. Gaetan is over there. Mario is over there. Can you see? Mario. Jennifer is in there. So And he changed our life, man. We decided the name of our team over there in that trip with the people. And because he encouraged us to learn more about America and the dreams and what can happen to this country. And so we have the one and only, Matt. Change your lives too, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we never met Patrick until February 2015. I mean, we got recruited to the company, never physically met in person. Let me show you this another picture. Until this picture, we met him at the it was executive marketing and above meeting downstairs in the Rio at the winery. And I remember, Rodolfo, we were absolutely flat broke. We had a roommate. And then Patrick says the licensing bonus, cash bonus goes to Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas. And she and I'm like, what is this licensing bonus stuff? And then Patrick busts out this cash. I said, sweetheart, is that cash in Patrick's hands? Because he's about to hand it to you.
Yeah.
We're broke, we're busted, we had nothing going on. There's one in the back. And so I can't believe Patrick is handing out cash like that. And look at the licensing bonus here. We're laughing at these points right now. 600 licensing. Really? We're laughing at these standards? The new president, Tom Ellsworth, is being introduced there. Patrick breaking down everybody's numbers from 13 to 14. We're figuring out what accountability means and what those standards meant. So I can't tell you how excited we are to celebrate the 14th birthday from this gentleman. And what can I tell you about PBD? PBD is not only a game changer, in my opinion, a once-in-a-generation, not CEO. CEO's underneath him. He's a once-in-a-generation wartime leader. And every time I think about PBD, I think about him telling me he's not afraid to coach talent in my broke Cadillac Escalade with rusted hinges that made two popping sounds every time you open the door. I'm so embarrassed. Then I have in WD-40 to lubricate my hinges. But Patch not only changed my wife and I's life, he's changed future generations of the Sapalo lineage, as many of you all have been impacted by PBD. Not only is he highly respected in PHP, he's highly respected in the entire world. The marketplace is validating his significance. So with that being said, PHP, on behalf of the panelists here, the co-founders of PHP Agency, on behalf of our president here, Maral Keshishian, can I welcome to our 14th anniversary call, CEO founder, Patrick Bet-David. Make some noise, PHP.
Welcome.
Oh, yes! Welcome!
Hey, first, thank you guys. It's great to be on with you. It's interesting. I am right now. Let me show you where I'm at right now. Marty, they just showed a picture. Rodolfo just showed a picture of you in DC. We're here in Tampa. We just finished a meeting with an organization called Entrepreneur Organization. Came here. We got a meeting here and I'm flying back. But I'm going to tell you guys about what's going on and what's on my mind and how I would process it if I were you. The one thing I want all of you to be thinking about is today, for those of you that have been here since day one, this is most likely going to have a different meaning for you. But some people that have been here from day one, it's kind of like a meaning, but it's like, yeah, whatever, I'm rich now, it is what it is. And then for some of you that were not here day one, it may have more of a meaning for you because you've contributed more. To whatever you contribute more, it's always going to have more meaning for you, like a Sapala. Sapalas may have not been here day one, but they've probably done more for this company than many people that were here from day one. And by the way, some of you may have been here like the last couple of years. The Chicas are about to cross $1 million income, the youngest ever 20-year-olds in their 20s to make $1 million income in PHP. Rodolfo and Ceci just about to cross $2 million. Marty, Sapalas, you guys just crossed $2 million last week. And then I know to Moral it's emotional. She wasn't here day one. To Tikran it's emotional. He wasn't here day one. To Mario it's emotional, and Mario is not even here. He's got other responsibilities today, doing a phenomenal job. A lot of people's lives were changed by this company. And, my life in a major way changed with this company. And it's exciting to see it happening right now to a lot of you guys. But for some of you that were not here day one, not even here 7 years ago or 5 years ago, maybe you've only been here for a year. Maybe you just qualified for this. You've only been here for 6 months or 3 months or a year. I want to give you some context. This week, Maral and I, we had our regular monthly meeting that we do where we go through issues together. As the president of the company, she's done a fantastic job. As her first year is coming up in the next 2.5 months. And just recently, Tikran getting the promotion to VP of Distribution. of PHP, we're sitting there at the house interviewing a potential CMO for PHP. And while we're sitting there, I'm recruiting him. I'm doing an RI, recruiting him to PHP. This is not a greenie. This is not a person that works at Sears or works at a real estate place or mortgage officer who has no refi business right now that's looking to see what he's going to do next, and you're selling him the opportunity. That's easy. This is a guy that's currently working for a multi-billion dollar company, knows our history, knows our company, knows our enemies, knows our competitors, knows our comp, knows everything. This is our fourth or fifth interview with him. So he comes to the office in Fort Lauderdale, and he comes to the house for having lunch. And I start selling him PHP today. He says, Pat, it's a different PHP today. How would you sell PHP to me today? I said, let me tell you why this is the greatest time to be in PHP. Here's why. And while I'm doing this in my own mind, I'm also listening to myself, and I'm also training Maral, and I'm training Tom while we're going through this process. And I said, okay, let me give it to you from 4 different angles. And I know, Mario, you're listening to this. I said, let me give it to you from 4 different angles. I said, number one, when a company first buys you and you have a parent company now that is responsible for a lot of different things, it takes 3, 6, 12 months, 18 months to see what that relationship's going to look like. Are they going to keep their commitments? Are they going to do their part? Are they hungry? Are they going to the next place? They're measuring you guys to see how hungry you are, but I'm also measuring to see how hungry our parent company is. Are they going to keep their commitments? So, number one, they had some things that they have to deliver on shares, did it. They had some things to deliver on a incentive program that I ran in 2022 that they didn't run. I ran it. We ran it. They delivered. Then they chose to do something that they haven't done with any other company. Some of you guys that were in the room last week, you know what I'm talking about. They also did that. So to me, categorically, they followed the above and beyond partner that we could have gone. We had a lot of different offers. Above and beyond partner, the number one power player, the founder of that company, I can say this, a billionaire, an incredible guy, family guy, doing a phenomenal job to lead the organization. Some of the stuff that you guys are about to hear about, like, you know how people say, hey Siri, what do I do with this? Imagine if some of you guys can start asking questions saying, hey, Integrity, what can I do with this? Hey, Ask, and then all of a sudden the phone is responding to me right now. But if you say, hey, Integrity on your phone, can you tell me about this client? When is their birthday? When is their this? When should I do this? And you give them a call. Imagine that kind of a software. That's what they're about to launch. That's absolutely insane when you're hearing about something like that. So one, by far, we have the best parent company today that everybody fears. Everybody fears, and everybody's going to Integrity. That's number one. So number two, where the field leaders are right now, everybody's locked in because they know what their incentives, what's on the table for the next 5 years. Which means the next 5 years, this is like a feeling of the Oklahoma land rush. Everybody's going saying, we are going to go light it up. Again, if you were in the meeting last week in December in Dallas, you know which one I'm talking about. So check partners, check leaders. I'm looking at Vargas in tears last week when I salute him and Ceci for creating that incentive program. If it wasn't for Rodolfo and Ceci, Integrity wouldn't have given those shares that they gave last week. It's all because of Rodolfo and Ceci leading from the front, hitting level 5 GB 3 out of 4 months. If they don't do that, because a lot of people fell asleep the last year and a half, they did not. They set the pace. So they became part of the above and beyond category. And then at the same time, at that meeting, Oriana said 750 income. At that meeting, Sapala said $2 million at that. I mean, it was absolutely amazing to go through that process. Then, number 3, our clients. This is the best opportunity ever for our clients. We have whatever product we want to market moving forward strategically, we can do today. We have access to everything. Insurance, securities, Medicare, Medicaid, everybody in the entire insurance industry wants to be on the good side of PHP and Integrity. Everybody. then they have a lot of different investments. They got 240 different companies that they buy. We are the number one company that they're looking at increasing valuation the next 12, 24, 36, 60 months. That's why they don't just say you're our number one priority. They did something with us that everybody had to sign an NDA because they didn't do for anybody else. That's not like just talk. That's just nobody else they did this for. Okay? So what does all of this stuff mean? So that's where PHP is at. Leadership home office on fire. Why? Because of what bonus plans we have going them for right now. This is another quarter that our home office hit their quarter bonus. Our home office employees are on fire. Made a video for them yesterday. They're absolutely on fire what they're doing. What Moral has done with the organization today with the help of Tom and, Tikrin and Alexis and Erica and all the other folks that are doing what they're doing there, it's absolutely insane what's going on with home office. They're on fire. So then let's look at an industry. When it comes down to the industry today, fear sharpens listening. We have people who are afraid of what's going on with Israel and Palestine. It's a mess. It's ugly. It's scary. How does that affect us? We still have Russia and Ukraine going on. Mortgage rates today, if you didn't see it, Gaines posted it on Instagram. You might want to go pull up what Gaines posted on Instagram. Mortgage rates for 30-year right now is 8%. What do you mean 8%? How's the average person supposed to do an 8% loan? And property value hasn't dropped, but it's about to. Refi business is at a 27-year low. There's a chart that just came out for real estate with Wall Street Journal showing the fact that this is the year where we've sold the least amount of homes in nearly 30 years. What do you mean we're selling the least amount of homes? Least amount of homes. So, and then there's still increasing interest rates. And then there's this, thing that's simmering right now where, well, recession's not going to hit, but they don't realize we've never raised interest rates as quickly as we have and as aggressively as we have in the span that we have right now. And recession typically on average has happened 11 months after they stop raising interest rates. So if they raise interest rates in the month of November, which is what they're saying they're going to be doing, and then they stop raising interest rates, recession won't happen till October of next year. So what does this mean to you? I'm seeing what George is doing, a phenomenal job with his meetings, associate count, rocking it at number one office right now in the company, Austin. I love what those guys are doing, increasing attendance. I'm seeing how quietly Seekas are making it look easy to increase associate count. In Dallas, they want to be the number one associate count-based shop, and they came from Zoom. They wanted to prove to everybody else that you guys make it look hard. We're going to make it look easy. And Seekas, we see you. Trust me. We see what you're doing. I'm seeing offices like Vargas, after they promoted 4 direct MDs, their associate count dropped to 45. They're back up to 64, having 20 guests, 18 guests, 19 guests. I'm seeing what some people are doing. But here's what's going to happen to some of you, not everybody. Some of you guys are trying to go to offices by yourself so nobody sees how hard you're working. Some of you guys are like, there's no way in the world I'm going to be that person. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to see certain meetings be the biggest meetings we've ever had in the history of PHP without a keynote speaker. Without like, hey, Pat, can you come to our office? We have 460 people. I foresee Austin having 500, 600, 700 people coming to meetings without Sapalas visiting, without Vargas is visiting, without me visiting, nothing. That's the next phase we're going through. So for some of you that are saying, well, Pat, is there a case study to prove that? How could you say something like that? Why are you so certain about this? Because I'm your case study. I got involved in a company called WFG that sold in July of 2001. And I didn't get recruited till April of 2002. And I was 23. Nobody knew who I was. Everybody in the company was like, oh my God, we're part of a new company. What's going to happen? And then another guy named Eric got started right around the same time. Fast forward 20 years later. You know what the 2 names are? Everybody's talking about in insurance. The 2 of us. What happened? Because we understood the opportunity. Some of you are here for maybe 6 months. You're going to be that person. Some of you are going to be here for 18 months, 24 months. You're like, I'm running. And some of you guys are going to be like the Vargas and Sapalas saying, dude, Pat, you think we'd make money? Man, we want to make 10 million a deal because we want to be in Fort Lauderdale. We want to be in Bay Colony. We want to go light it up. So for me, one, I'm at a phase of my life right now where my biggest interest is I remember when I was in a practice company, what kind of rich people I liked and what kind of rich people I had a hard time with. I never liked rich people that their nose was up and they're like, well, I own equity. You guys got to work, and I'm going to be rich no matter if I give it to you or not. I never respected people like that. I can't associate myself with people like that. I want to drive. I want to go. I want to light it up. I want people that want to light it up today, that want to set a great example for their families. That's the legacy of the company today. This is why when you look at the last, since 76 of America being founded, there's been many people that have contributed to make America the greatest country in the world. None of them are alive today were founding fathers. The people that have contributed were Rockefellers, JP Morgan Chase, all these massive names, the Musks, the Bezos, the Gates, the Jobs. They come in all shapes and forms. None of them were there day one. Some of the best builders we're going to see in PHP are going to be the ones that recognize the opportunity, capitalize off of it, take it to the next level. And I can't wait to have a lifelong relationship with those of you who choose to do so, who choose to keep thinking big, who choose to be leaders, who choose to be people that can be depended on and reliable on. I can't wait to celebrate, birthdays with you. I can't wait to celebrate massive accomplishments with you. I can't wait to go change the world with you. I can't wait to get to know you even better. But it's those who choose to go above and beyond. And for some of you that are on right now, if you're working with Sapalas, I'm telling you right now, you are some of the luckiest people alive to have people like that you're working with. If you're working with Pelayo right now, I'm telling you right now, you are some of the luckiest people alive to be on Unity right now. The same goes with Vargas. What Vargas did changed other people's lives. I can say the same about Gaines, about Hart, about many of you. We have a lot of people right now that are going above and beyond. You know who you are. We talk regularly. Those of you that are working with leaders who are in the game, you know who they are. They're in the office every day. You see their numbers. You see personal production. You see them going wide. You see them building a base shop. You see them driving licensing. You see them going to bigger offices, exciting people, retaining. You see them on Monday morning full-timers. You see them giving a message. There's passion behind it. There's excitement behind it. It's not just like another Monday that they're doing to collect their checks and clip coupons. Because those people don't inspire. Those of you who choose to lead, those of you who duplicate those habits, your wildest dreams are going to become a reality. And I can't wait to celebrate all of your massive victories with you. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over back to the people who have built this company the last 5 years, because God knows PHP wouldn't be the same without Hart, without Gaines, without Pelayo, without Vargas, without Sapala, without Merlin Secret. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to speak on this call for a few minutes. Have a great call. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Looking forward to seeing us close out October very strong. Take care, everybody.
Love you back.
Thank
baby.
you.
Thank you. Let's go.
I am fired up. Oh yeah.
Thank you,
I
Pat.
am fired up.
Crazy times, baby. Crazy times, man.
Matt, what do you take? What do you take from the
Oh
message?
man, I'm fired up. All y'all ready to go run through a wall already? Talk about the four. I was writing down those notes of 4 things right now. Best parent company, locked in field leaders. Best opportunity for our clients. Home office on staff. Speaking of a home office on staff, Vargas, what's your funny story with our next guest coming up to talk on this panel?
Before I bring up the next speaker, remember what he said. He said, somebody might be watching and listening to this and thinking, I want to be the biggest person. Somebody's listening. So this message is for you, the one that are listening. But the first speaker,
Yes.
I met her